Sean Fox here at Ruston High School. We're talking to head coach Jerrod Baugh about what's it going to take for the Bearcats to make it 4 straight trips to the Superdome.
Well, Coach, you look around this building, there's a lot of history with Ruston football, but I think you've gotten here, you've kind of made your own history, and I think you've raised the bar for this program. 3 straight state championship appearances. What are you most proud of your time at Ruston?
Earning my way, I guess. You know, it's one of those things I've told our coaches every year that I'm very appreciative of the opportunity that I was given a few years ago, more than a few now. I was completely aware of what situation I was walking to in the history of this football program, of the great head coaches that's been here, great football players that's come through this program, and I wanted to show up to work every day and earn my way, and I still do that because I know where that bar was before I got here. I know where it's at now, and to keep it that way, it still takes a lot of work.
And you got to have great players, and you've got to replace a lot of good players who are going to play at a high level next year. What have you seen from your team through the course of the spring and now through summer conditions?
Well, we've been a little inconsistent at times, but I mean, they're high school kids. I mean, they come to work and they've got their mind wrapped around what they need to some days, and then some days they don't. And you know, that's the big thing to me is they've got to know that the consistency of what it is we need to get done is really dictates on how well we're going to play ball games during the year, and can we do that through the long haul of the season. And you know, I think that's kind of what did us last year. I think you saw spurts of where we were really good, played really well, and then we didn't play really well, and then we get back on track, and then all of a sudden at the absolute wrong time we don't play very well, and Central played really well in the state championship game, and we get beat. You know, I don't think that minimizes what those kids accomplished throughout their playing careers, and by far one game doesn't indicate whether they were successful or not successful over their careers, but you would have liked for us to play a little bit better.
How much did last year motivate this team through the offseason?
You know, there's only a handful of guys that really participated with what was going on in the Superdome last year. So I think for that handful, I think that's going to be some motivation for those guys. But I think the other guys, the young group coming in, I think that they're kind of wanting to make their own way and build their own story. And I want them to. I think that everybody's got to realize that every year is a new team. It's going to look different on offense, defense, and special teams. There's going to be new faces and new names. You know, a lot of people don't know who they are right now. You know, us in this building, we know who we're expecting to do those things. Some of them you will know because they are returning from last year. But anytime you lose the guys that we've lost the last few years, there's a lot of replacing to do, and you don't ask them to be those guys. You just want them to take up some of the slack from the things that those other kids were able to do, and hopefully everybody's pulling enough slack that we pull it all out.
Well, every year you got a tough schedule. Well, this year you really got to be road warriors, don't you?
We do. We're on the road quite a bit at the beginning of the season, and that's going to be tough early on, right along with some tough teams. But I always have felt that there's no better way to get ready for a tough district other than playing a tough non-district schedule, and there's no better way to get ready to play tough playoff games and teams than playing tough teams and games throughout the year. And our district, I told the coaches the other day, we have had a good district the past few years, but I have a feeling this year is going to be the toughest one we've seen in a while. We lost 2 district ball games last year, so we've got our work cut out for us, from beginning to end. And, I would say this, if you want to get prepared for the playoffs, there ain't no better way than what we've got out in front of us.
3 straight trips to the Dome. What's going to take to make it 4 in a row?
We've just got to continue to show up and work every day. We're coming along okay right now. We've still got a lot of things to iron out right now in the way of, personnel and what we're doing on offense, defense, and that sort of thing. And we've just got to continue to evaluate all of those things and continue to do that through the season, through this tough road that we've got, because we want to be playing our best football by the time week 10 gets here, and continue to be focused on that week by week, regardless of what the results of ball games are as far as win and loss. We want to get better every week, and again, playing our best football by the time week 10 gets here.
One of the best programs in the state of Louisiana. Jerrod Baugh, head coach of Bearcats, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Plus, don't forget to listen to me every day on Sports Talk 97.7 from 3 to 6.